Hey, kitty cat, you okay? Who we got back there? I see a Bremo. I see a Happy. I see a Waddles. I don't see Guable. I never see Guable. And away we go. Works out today, folks, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll figure. I guess my biggest worry is that the batteries can't even be plugged into essentially shore power. I don't really have access to it. Alright, made it to storage. There's the Fiat. I got the extension cord. It's not as long as I thought. Thought I had a longer one, so hopefully this will work. I also have this, which is a old smaller jumper that I used to keep in that little car. I might try charging it up because you don't need a lot of power to get that juice to the BMS, so that's an idea. All right, let's pull out here. Today was actually going to be the day I was going to take the Fiat out and then take it to a charger and get it charged up. They said it was fine for me to leave this vehicle when I did stuff like that, so I basically just swap vehicles out. I would, for stuff like that, I'd pretty much just leave the cats. It's really, pretty cool and overcast, and it's under an awning. And I would get here like 7 at the latest, 6 or 7, and then I'd be done with everything before even 10 o'clock at the latest. So, and the idea is if I had to do any grocery shopping and stuff like that that's further out, I would use it. Not that it's necessary right now, but it is a possibility. All right, back down the hill to the door. I want to grab the cat kennel just to make things easier. So got at least 30 minutes after that before we can go drop some money, the last of my money pretty much, into my account. Book the hotel. Check in for the hotel is like 3 p.m. though, so I'm gonna try to probably get that jumper thing on there just to be on the safe side. Probably disconnect the AC as well. I know it's a bit of a headache to do that, but if I disconnect the AC, I've got nothing running through that battery. So when I disconnect the solar, and then do this whole charge thing, that gives us the most ideal. Go in here and get this kennel. I am knackered today. I was fine, and then I am spent today. I think between the stress and the extra work, it's been a lot for me. But let's go ahead and take this vest off too. Act like I'm still on the clock. Right. And there's the big carrier right there. And away we go. That went fairly painless. It's really nice and mild. I mean, the humidity is always going to be an issue this time of year for us, but right now, without checking it, we're in the low 70s right now, which feels pretty nice up here before the sun gets all the way to the top and ruins it for everybody. Let me hook up my backup camera. I had this thing hardwired before, but those cords tend to go out, and it finally did for my backup camera. So I'm using this regular cigarette lighter plug for now. I do plan on getting another one, but you know, we keep having these unforeseen issues. So Walgreens isn't open till 8, so my plan is to get out of here and then make sure I got the money that I need, because I have to deposit cash, and go from there. Post it up. If this becomes a regular thing, I'll grab something like my air fryer out of storage and use it or something like that each time we go in, just to have something different for myself and for content. My allergies are really acting up today. They say the pollen rate's going to be high today, so I'm really excited about that. Alright, gonna check on my cash and make sure I have enough, because I've been spending a lot more of my emergency money. After this, I probably won't have any emergency money, so we really gotta see what we can do to survive for the rest of the week. I don't get paid till this Tuesday, which is a blessing within itself, because I didn't have this job just, you know, about a week ago. So hopefully I get paid on Tuesday. But then again, I got a lot of debts to be paying in the short term. So anyway, let me check this money. All right. Once I do this deposit to cover this hotel, I will have $1 left to last me till Tuesday. The dollar is a blessing. Remember that. The dollar is a blessing. Now let's just hope we get the situation fixed. Chilling at a hotel with the cats is going to be fine within itself, but the whole point of this is to hopefully get my solar back up and running the way it's supposed to. Next stop, Walgreens, in about 30 minutes. That's where we're headed. Alright, let's go drop some money. Money is deposited. Now let's see about booking our hotel. I used to use hotels.com because I had an account with them for years, but ever since they got bought by Vrbo, it's not as impressive. It used to be my 5th booking was essentially free. You get a point, and once you have 5, you can use your money for them. So it was basically the average of whatever you spent. So if you got, you know, $400 hotels 5 times in a row, then you get pretty much the equivalent for your free room night. But I downloaded the Motel 6 app this time, so I'm gonna try this one. I moved it from my Chime checking to my Chime credit card here, so booking confirmed. Guess that's handled. Even though I'm extremely tired, I want to preemptively do some stuff that I know I need to do before I get to the hotel. First off, we need to take that little cover off and disconnect the solar. Cover is off. The 2 right ones are solar. I'm going to disconnect the negative. Negative to the solar is disconnected. Since I had some, I went ahead and took some electrical tape and covered the exposed end just to make it a little safer. Now I'm going to go ahead and disconnect all the batteries, because I think I am going to check them and try to charge them one at a time. Okay, everything's pretty much disconnected. I did wrap the ends with some electrical just to be on the safe side. So this one's loose, this one's loose, this one's loose. Hopefully that'll make it easier for me when it's time for me to test them and everything, if I have to take them into the room, because it's can't really tell, but it's starting to sprinkle out here. So ideally, of course, this litter box is going to go inside the hotel room. It's got wheels on it that I put on, so that'll be out of the way. So access will be a little bit easier, because I can slide the stuff over, and hopefully putting it back in won't be an issue either. So hopefully we figure everything out. Like I said, right now I think I'm going to individually try to charge them. So if I get anything that comes up as a, you know, not getting a charge, I'm going to try that jump, 12 volt jump idea. And if that works, then, you know, hopefully it's not more than one battery, but if it is, we'll try to do them all. I just hope I have enough time to charge them back up. Now I'm gonna eat a little bit of something and relax until it's closer to time to go do the thing. Hopefully I don't get hassled here, but I'm just gonna kind of hang here. All right, next time you'll see me, you'll be at Motel 6. Hey everyone, can't check in till 2 o'clock. Well, can't check in till 3. I'm not gonna even try till after 2 o'clock. So I'm chilling at this park. I haven't been to this park before. It's not bad. It's a little sketchy. Everybody here seems to be people that do not have homes, if you know what I mean. So, but it's near downtown. I can't really say much myself, can I? But considerably cooler here. I'm parked right next to the grass. It has a shade tree right there. So the cats are considerably cooler. I got the side doors open so the vans can ventilate, and then a little fan set up to blow the air underneath the bed, because if you'll look, that's where everybody's hiding. There's Happy. There's BMO right behind. Let's see. Waddles and Grable that just can't stay off the batteries. And that's where the cats are. While I'm waiting to get that hotel room, I decided to fix some squeaks. This door here was just squeaking to high heaven. So I have a little bit of WD-40 left. I basically did the 2 front doors and the side doors here. But now, that is quiet. It's never been that quiet. That's nice. And I know basically this van's really kind of grungy. This stuff right here I probably never even cleaned, to be honest with you, since it was a work van. But I'm going to change all that hopefully starting next week. I like to break stuff up, so probably do 1 section a day kind of. So I'll start with this door and I'll clean and scrub all the grime off on this door, and then the next day do the other door and the opening and work my way around the van, and then start detail cleaning the inside so everything's cleaned up. The inside I've cleaned a few times, but I think that'll be the strat, and then everything will be kind of cleaner. And yeah, I mean, now that I live in it. So all right guys, now maybe this time you'll see me at the Motel 6. checked in with them, sort of. She double checked my driver's license. They reserved me a first floor room at this Motel 6, but it's an extra $30 if you want to check in early. Check-in's at 3, it's now 2:15. I wouldn't pay the 30 anyway. I've never really had to pay the 30. I understand, you know, make the money where you can, but I'm just up the street, kind of parking and chilling. I waited this long, I can wait another 45 minutes. And then we'll have a hotel room for the night. Unfortunately, they were only working me 3 weeks this week at the that new job I have. They took 1 day off of me. So I basically have today off, which is fine. We'll have a hotel. Hopefully we'll have the batteries fixed, won't be a problem. And then, or tonight off, and then tomorrow night off as well. And then, so I won't go back in till Thursday night. And then I'll have another 2 nights off, Friday and Saturday. Then I think they got me working on 4 days again if they don't take any days away. So, like, I'll take any money I can get right now. I just really hope that I get these batteries working so I'm not out the money I spent on these. And I know I harp on stuff. Probably once I get stuff a little more calmed down, once the weather gets milder, in about 3 weeks, I think my video content will look a little bit better. I don't work well in heat. That's just always been my thing. Even keeping a van cool, that's fine. But once it cools down, I don't have to worry about the cats as bad when I'm leaving them in the van. Then, you know, I'll be able to concentrate on the content a little bit more, tighten up stuff. But for now, you're going to get these rambles because I don't want you guys... I want to document what's going on with me. I don't want you guys to miss what's going on as much as I can. So people who are paying attention will know what's going on, and we'll go from there. We'll try it again. Maybe next time you'll see me, I'll be in Motel 6. Just got done unloading the van. There are the batteries, getting ready to start them, working on them. Cats, stuff selling, cold AC. 1 bed for me, 1 bed for the cats. The usual TV. Thought I was going to get a refrigerator, but I did not end up with one. That kind of sucks. But I might have a fix for that. Alright. And I do need to wipe down these batteries thanks to the cats, but I do have the first one here hooked up. And I set it for LifePo4 to charge. It looks like it's working. It looks like it actually had some voltage to it. So we'll see how this goes, and then I'll move on to the next battery. It's got a long way to go. That's the bar at the top there. I'll keep you posted. Alright, cats are set up. Waddles has his scratcher. Water there. Dry cat food there, where we saw the litter box. I've got the Jackery hooked up to my fridge, so I have ice cold Coke. Batteries going, so now I am going to take the first of many showers. Whew, I need it. All right, shower number 1 is done. That was pretty much just to get the grime off. Keep in mind, Planet Fitness was closed yesterday, so all I could do was sponge bath before I went to work. And it's been hot and sticky. Not as bad as it has been. Today is actually a pretty decent day. So, I'm going to chill. Battery number 1 is charging. I don't know if that battery was just didn't have a problem, or this is that Vivor one with a LifePo4 setting. It might be built to... So I heard some of these are made to charge batteries if they've already fully degraded. It takes that into account. Maybe this is it. We'll find out with the other 2 batteries, hopefully, as time goes on. BMO. Happy. Oh, Waddles was just here. Waddles is exploring. They're trying to figure out what's going on now. This is BMO. Oh, there he is. And Waddles. So, we're just going to sit here and enjoy having some space and ice cold air conditioning without worrying about the solar. my plan was, once I had some way of getting money coming in, was once a month I was going to book a hotel like this one for 2 days, pet friendly, pull in. Basically, if I needed to charge up with this thing back in the van, I have that extension cord, and that's my van right there. So it wouldn't be a problem. My batteries are in the back, right? So if these things work, and once I get those brakes paid off, especially, then ideally, at least once a month, maybe 1 day a month, like I do them. I think 2 days makes more sense on the day. If I have this job, they give me 2 days off on. I get 3 days total, 2 back to back. So if I took 2 back to back, I could sit, chill, recharge everything I have, clean up everything, have a day to clean up everything. I know BMO. And let the cats kind of enjoy themselves, get into a routine that way. So that would be nice. And then basically I could use the sink to, you know, clean any dishes that I had and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I have a cord for this cooler that I have that plugs straight into the wall. I just got to figure out where I put it. I think it's in one of the backpacks in my van, but I just didn't want to, you know, I'm only here for 1 day and I got stuff to do, so I figured get this thing hooked up like this so I have an ice cold beverage. I want to sit, chill, maybe take a short nap, don't know. Keep checking on these batteries, and I'm going to try to edit as much videos as I can. I got free Wi-Fi here as well, so that's going to be nice. I researched this Motel 6. Like I said, this Motel 6 is one that my friend used to fly into town on, and this is where we would leave to go do stuff that we did as my other gigs. So I'm familiar with this one, so I knew how the parking lot was. There's, you know, so this one's pet friendly. They're pretty nice. It's a Motel 6. It's close to a lot of the stuff that I go to anyway. One of my favorite Asian grocery stores is down here and stuff. The only thing is, you know, because it is a Motel 6, you have a lot of long-term people or people that are kind of, you know, I don't know, what's the term, users or whatever. So I mean, they're not bad people or anything. I mean, they're fairly nice. It's just it's kind of hard when you go to check in. You see them like stuck outside on the sidewalk because they don't have any more money to get another room, and they're calling around trying to get rides and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm pretty much in that boat as well. The only thing that makes me different from anyone like that right now is the fact that I have that beat up van. You know what I mean? So I'm very grateful to have that van, and I'm very grateful to have gotten as far as I have. Ideally, hopefully these batteries work and everything else, and we can keep stepping forward toward progress. We've done pretty good. This has only been a little over a week. You know, we had a lot of missteps, but we went from having no brakes to having brakes. We went from having no job to having a job. The only thing is now we gotta use the future money to pay the past sins. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. I'm a hotel guy. Like I used to do a lot of my other gig. We travel all the time, so staying in hotels was my thing. So basically, I'm looking at this as like, you know, okay, I'm back in a hotel. This is kind of, I was in hotels more than I was like at home for a long time. So it's kind of nice to be in this space. I you know, this makes me feel good because the cats get to stretch out. You know what I mean? So, and they're having a ball. They're jumping around like that's. Waddles just jumped on me. And then we have Grable exploring and BMO exploring. Happy somewhere, of course. So it's just nice to let them get out like that. So this is kind of the end goal for me on stuff, as far as if I can't get a box truck, which, you know, that's going to be a ways off. And these guys are over 10 years old each. So BMO's the mother. So letting them have fun and stretch out like this, and then, you know, getting back in the van and chilling, it makes it worth it. If I had enough money, I would have stayed for an extra day, but I'm literally out of cash. But good boy. All right, catch up with you in a bit. Well, that's as good as this old thing's gonna get. But Gray, what are you doing?